My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my video where I talk about all the movies I bought in the last month of November. The first one is Dog Soldiers. Now, I've never seen this movie before, but I thought it was great, and dare I say, the best pure werewolf movie I've seen. I just thought it was brutal. It had some great characters. It had a good sense of humor. And I thought it was entertaining throughout. There was a scene at the end of this movie where someone gets into a fist fight with a werewolf. Like, what more could I ask for? And the movie also kind of feels like one of those video game levels where there's zombies getting into the house and you have to shoot them and then put the wooden boards back up. Yeah, but really good movie. Then I got 1 Hour Photo, and this is a movie I've heard great things about, and I thought it was a solid thriller. Robin Williams is good. The movie is very uncomfortable throughout in a good way. I do think it kind of loses its simplicity in the last act, and I don't like the ending reveal. I think it tries to give easy answers for a character that's very complex. So, still a solid thriller though. I liked it. Okay, I have never seen this movie before I bought it, but The Skeleton Key is the best new watch of this year. This movie has a 38% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that is insane to me. I thought I was going to get a predictable, generic ghost movie, and no, that's not the case. Like, watch this movie knowing as little as possible, and admittedly, it's a little slow for the first 80% of this movie, but then you get to the end, and oh my goodness, it is so effective and so brilliant. And when you look back at the rest of the movie, there's a whole new layer to it. I think this movie is just perfection. Like, I legitimately think this is one of the most underrated movies I've seen. I absolutely loved it. I cannot recommend it enough. Just, yes. Like, this is a perfect movie. A 9 out of 10. And then I tried Stay Alive, which got terrible reviews, but I was hoping for schlocky fun, and no, unfortunately, this movie just sucks. It does the same mistake that The Ring does, where it focuses less on the premise of this haunted video game, and focuses more on the journalistic aspect of why is this video game haunted, and it's just very dull. I didn't have fun with it. Then I get to Texas Chainsaw 3D. So next October I'll be reviewing all the Texas Chainsaw movies, and when I do that, my ranking will not be the popular opinion. And I kind of like this movie. This movie is really entertaining. It makes me laugh. It's not intentional, but I have a fun time with it. Do your thing, cuz. Like, how could I not love that? So, I actually quite enjoyed this movie. Then we get to Mute Witness, which is a 1995 Russian film, I believe. This is the movie I watched just the other day. And I loved the first 30 minutes. I thought it was tense. I thought it was thrilling. And then the movie kind of lost me. It becomes very comedic and not in a good way. And I just thought it was, it lost all that greatness. Still a perfectly fine movie you can check out, but it's peaks early. Then I got Women in Black 2, Angel of Death. I love the first movie. I think it's creepy, atmospheric, tension-filled, and I haven't seen this movie, and I know it got bad reviews, but like every horror movie gets bad reviews, so I don't really care. But anyways, this is a blind buy. I can't wait to watch it. I feel like I'm going to like it more than most people. Then we get to Gargium Haunted Asylum, and I've heard some people call this the scariest movie of all time, and it's fine. It takes a long time to get going, and it's not like there's anything really scary in the first hour of the movie. The last hour is effective enough to save the movie, and I still enjoy it, but it's not as great as I was expecting. Then we get to two video games. Inside, which I really liked. It's a different kind of game than what I'm used to, but I thought it was the perfect level of challenge, and I really liked the ending of the game as well, and it's stylistically interesting. Limbo is stylistically interesting, but also too challenging to the point where it just kind of gets frustrating. Still like them both, but Inside's definitely the better game. Okay, now we get to... This movie is honestly one of my favorite movies of the year, and it's The Nun 2. It is one of the few movies of recent years where I saw it more than once in the theaters. This movie to me is just so much fun. It's got some nice gothic atmosphere. It's got some nice tension-filled moments. That newsstand scene is an all-timer. I also love that one scene in the stairwell with the nun. That was really great imagery. I love how crazy and weird it gets. But I also think you've got yourself a really great story here about this man who's possessed, and he falls in love with this girl, and he becomes a father-like figure to her daughter. And you're just waiting for things to escalate, and I thought it had real weight behind it in the last act. And then everything with Sister Irene, I thought was really good, and like how she had to give up Frenchie. And yeah, I don't know, like this movie is just, I'll tell you right now, it's in my top 5 of the year still. Like it is a favorite of mine. This is a movie I can see myself rewatching all the time. So yeah, I don't. It's a shame it got bad reviews. I think it's far better than it got. It's just really entertaining, and yeah. But people do go into horror movies, and if there's a single cheap jump scare, then they discount the entire movie, and I don't think that's fair. And also, just yeah. Anyways, moving on. Okay, and then we've got Oppenheimer on 4K, and this is a stunning 4K. I am not the biggest 4K fan, but this movie looks and sounds fantastic. And this movie will win Best Picture, and I'm perfectly okay with it. I think this is the best Oscar bait movie of the year. I do really like it. It's kind of mind-blowing it was as successful as it was. Like everything, like it's 3 hours long. It switches between point of views. It's black and white for a bit and all of that, and it made almost $1 billion. That's insane. But no, this movie's great. It's really well written. It's thematically interesting. The characters are compelling. The performances are great. I didn't give Robert Downey Jr. the credit he deserved in my review. I thought he was fine, but nothing special, and I've rewatched certain moments, and I'm like, damn, he's actually great. Same with the musical score. I liked it the first time, but didn't love it, and now I love the music. It's visually stunning, the sound is great. It's probably going to make my top 10, but it's going to be funny, because The Nun 2 is going to be higher on it. I still love them both, but I will rewatch The Nun 2 more often, but still a really good buy. And then we get to a movie I enjoy, but I find it to be overrated at the same time, and it's Saw X. This movie is good. There are some brutal moments. Like that scene when they use the girl's intestines to grab the cart. I was just like, oh, that's gnarly. And the leg scene and the radiation scene. But I actually think it's kind of gross how people talk about this movie. Like, I've heard people say that Jigsaw was in the right, and yeah, he was screwed over, but my goodness, he is not some kind of anti hero. Like, it's just absurd to even suggest such a thing. Like, he's not just killing these people, he is torturing them in the most brutal of ways for his own self interest. He's not this complex character, and it just. I'm not really a fan of the direction of this story. Because they view him as good, and he's just not. He's an evil psychopath, and yeah, like I still liked it. Oh, and I didn't like how this trap was in like the first 5 minutes in a dream sequence. Complete cop out. So for the traps and the brutality, it's fine, but it is nowhere near as great as people have made it out to be. It goes Saw 2, Saw, Spiral, Saw 6, and then maybe this movie. Yeah, I think this movie. So it's top 5 at least in the franchise. I still like it, but yeah, those are the movies I bought in the past months. What are your thoughts on these? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.